We're going to go ahead and do a reading specifically for twin flames, for the divine feminine, for the divine masculine, just to see what is going on. Happy 8-8 portal. Today is the peak of the Lionsgate portal, although it will continue until the 12th. Right now, our sun in Leo aligns with Sirius, our spiritual sun, and our great central sun. It also aligns with Orion's belt, bringing a lot of high frequency energies to the planet. Today is a day of instant manifestation, so take care with your thoughts. It's a great time to align with and to manifest your dreams. We also have an alignment between Pluto and Capricorn, and this is huge too for clearing blocks and anything limiting you, like limiting beliefs getting in the way of you manifesting your dreams right now. So there's a big clearing and healing that is happening within this year's Lionsgate portal energies too. We're going to go ahead and do a reading. So today is a day where you want to tap in and to really focus on, if you are a twin flame, your twin flame union, no matter what is going on and where you're at in the process. And we're going to talk about that a little bit, just different situations kind of coming up. This is just a general reading though, so kind of take what resonates. I put a lot of messages up and some may or may not be for you, as everyone's in a different place. So only take what resonates for you, for where you're at in your journey. And I do one-on-one phone call readings on my website. You should be doing those as often as you need them too. They're going to help you a lot with just whatever's kind of coming up for you. I also do a ton, I am an energy worker. I do a ton of clearings, healings, and activations on my website, sparksofdivinelighealing.com. I also do twin flame coaching, which is great for helping you through the process, as I have found that certain things they come up to the surface for healing, specifically for twin flames too. So the twin flame coaching is a great option. Make sure you're doing more energy work. Today is actually a day for doing energy work and doing activations. It's one of the more powerful days of the year to be doing activation work. It's what I'm going to be doing after doing these videos too. So make sure you guys are checking out my site, sparksofdivinelighealing.com. I have tons of stuff up specifically for the 8-8 portal. Anything in my shop is still good anyways. I'll be updating it in a couple of days too. So you can do anything up in there anyways, and I have tons of stuff up for the 8-8. So check out my 8-8 twin flame activations. It will help you so much with healing your love life and healing your twin flame, we'll say situation, whatever's going on with the connection. Okay, we're going to start with a reading for the divine feminine. We want to be soaking up these good vibes. We want to be soaking up these good energies today. Let's do a reading for the divine feminine. You can go ahead and take this as what's going on for the feminine collective, specifically for the divine feminine, but divine masculine, if you're watching, messages from your feminine. I still have dreams about you and our happy times together. So your soul knows that. And I ask so many questions on this journey. I'm always asking, I write a lot of questions about my own situation and trying to make sense of things, because this is just the type of person I am, that I'm always doing a lot of connecting and tapping in as a spiritual person. And so I ask a lot of questions, and I've gotten a lot of insights and higher awareness on this twin flame process and what we go through on this journey, because it is a journey. And I feel, and I was talking the other day, so I'm not going to go into it too much, but we do these different phases. It's like the love bubble phase, and it's like you imprint on this person. You see, you know, this is my person. I've found them. I've gone through so much to find them. This is, you know, this is what I want to create with them. Everyone kind of has it in their vision, the life they want when they find their person and things like that. And you probably are going to exchange and share these ideas, and it's a very happy time. But then usually, and this is what makes twin flame relationships a little bit different, you might go through separations. And I was explaining this to someone, because oftentimes we can't understand, because the ego is going to try to make sense of what is happening in the physical level. And so sometimes your ego can even get in the way, obviously, and come up. Or even when we see runner situations, they're blocking the connection, it's ego getting in the way. So we see that too, that our mindset can get in the way, our beliefs, and even ego through this process, because oftentimes we're going through some type of separation. I have found, because I've worked with so many, and I continue to work with so many clients, oftentimes those spaces of separation are something past your control. They are meant to get you to do that inner work. So there's no set time on how long these separations can take. It's all about the inner work needing to be done. Now, someone was asking me this morning questions, and I said, you need to remember that this is a divinely guided journey, and that even if you think that your twin flame is so asleep, this is not for everyone, but so asleep they're not doing the work, they've shown they don't want union, it doesn't matter what they want. The universe is also guiding them through a process very similar to whatever you're going through on your side, and you have to trust that this is a divinely guided connection. And so even though they're doing maybe their own thing over there or whatever in separations, they're being taken through the work. Even if they don't hold that awareness or have that awareness, they are healing, purging out, and releasing certain things. And oftentimes separation is a space of deep reflection. Some of you guys may find yourself in actual separation or just slow coming into union, not a lot of communication. Even sometimes a lot of the separations are literally no contact. You think the person is gone, and they are for these spaces. But trust that you're being given the space that you need to self-reflect on things, and so are they, because this is how you heal too, is to spend time with yourself thinking about things too, and maybe even clearing blocks and shifting things. So we have a lot of that happening across the collective. Doesn't surprise me. We're in a lot of retrogrades right now, I know, that are playing a role in our awakening and in our healing. And so the Lionsgate portal is bringing huge healing energies. Doesn't matter your situation. Sometimes separation is a blessing in disguise to let go of whatever's happened in the old narratives and the old stories, because when you come back together, you're going to get a redo. You know, it's reunion and union, and that you're working towards this no matter how it looks. So this is why you really have to trust your soul and your soul guidance that you're getting with your own specific situation during this time too. Divine Feminine, this is a reading for you, but it's for everyone. You go through that phase. This was questions I was being given the answers to, I don't know, a couple of days ago. You go through that phase first because you know that this is your person and that you've met them. And it's to keep you from, I know, going out and trying to keep searching. Like the search is over when you met your person. And then it's to keep you through the process and to motivate you through the process too, because you've only gotten, like, in the scope of things, that love bubble, it wasn't like these other relationships where it starts out okay and it goes. This is different. It's like you got that 5-minute preview of your union. It was literally like 5 minutes. Doesn't matter how long the love bubble is, right? Till the problems and the come up. But you've gotten that preview as a glimpse of how good union will feel when you get into full union. And to keep you motivated, I always say it's like the carrot to keep you doing the work, right? With your twin flame. Your twin flame is always the carrot to motivate you to do that work. And so right now is a time to heal yourself and this connection so that you can get to union. Those in union, you're meant to be doing bigger things with each other too. So if you're in a union and you're not on that level, sometimes this can cause issues too, because you're meant to be working together with this person, right? Like you can do so much on your own, but you're meant to be bringing certain things through and creating certain things with this person too. So just keep that in mind too. Oftentimes twin flames are starseeds, advanced light workers that are here to help the planet, but you guys also have a lot of trauma that you're healing and a lot of baggage that you must unpack. And this connection triggers a lot of that unhealed energetic baggage to the surface, so that you have to face and heal certain things too. This Lionsgate portal is a time to focus on your dreams and manifesting within your union. So if you're in union, right, focusing on that. If you're trying to manifest union, it is the time to focus on that too. Take care of your thoughts. A lot of times, Divine Feminine, you have a lot of sabotaging thoughts and behaviors that have been blocking union on your end too, or things that you need to unpack or work out. I want to contact our mutual friends to ask about you. You might have a lot of mutual friends with this person. I see that too, right? You might have like a lot of shared interests, mutual friends, and things like that. Can you let go of the past and forgive me? Can you trust me again with your heart? Your Divine Masculine might be having a hard time letting go of the past with you and their past. They might be like stuck on things. I know a lot of masculines bringing up things from the past because this is where they've been left with those memories and things like that. I think the best thing to do to help with this process on your side, Divine Feminine, is to work on healing your heart chakra. This person may have also left you hurt in some type of way. It just depends on how. So there's a lot of hurt. I'm looking at the birds outside. Don't ask my cat, it's too. Okay. So you might have been left in a lot of hurt or even pain from this connection. It triggers a lot to the surface. Make sure that you are working on healing your heart chakra, Divine Feminine. This will help with your masculine side too, because they might be a little bit closed off too on their side or not opening up to love. We see that oftentimes, not all the time, but sometimes Divine Masculine are in patterns of love avoidance and pushing love away for a long time, going to superficial connections or karmic connections. And when it comes to the real deal with their twin flame, they get very scared. And all the fears come up of, you know, the ego, right, being triggered and things like that. I think the best thing that you can do is continue to work on your heart chakra. You're in a space, even if it doesn't matter if you're in separation or union, of really pouring into yourself, taking care of your energy, seeing that you deserve so much more and how you're showing up for yourself. And this can be very challenging, as oftentimes twin flames spend a lot of time in karmic connections prior to meeting the twin flame. And twin flame is a different kind of game altogether, and it's a game changer in your life. So while you might have done back-to-back your karmic contracts while asleep, when you meet your twin flame, it's part of your awakening contract. It's a soul contract to wake you up, and oftentimes you may have spaces where you're having to really sit with yourself, and this is sitting with your thoughts and healing your thoughts too. But this can help to heal you so much. I always describe it like separation is the ultimate cocoon, and you go into your own little cocoon, right? Funny, because yesterday I was, I was out in nature and I saw some beautiful, they were yellow, but beautiful twin flame butterflies dancing around me, right? Spirit messages. Anyway, so it's like that, right? With the butterflies, so you go in your own cocoon, right? And it's like, I know we think we're done with this process, but we're going through a lot of transformation, and we're going to continue to the rest of this year too. So sometimes separation is going into your own cocoon, and you know, when you're ready, you come out. My memories, you haunt me and keep me thinking about what could have been. Both are haunted by the connection. You're not going to be able to ever forget about your twin flame, the love, especially if you fumbled it. You know, right? Or whatever it was, doesn't matter. You're always thinking about this person. When you're in union, you're thinking about them all the time. When you're in separation, you're thinking about them all the time. And you can distract yourself and you can try to stay busy, and oftentimes you're having to just to go about your daily business. However, this person is always in the corner of your mind, I know, all the time once you meet them, because of that spiritual connection. So ego is like, I'm going to do my own thing, and soul is like, I'm guiding you on this path to union no matter what each, you know, kind of thinks is going on. So this is also a soul guided connection. And so oftentimes your soul is trying to speak to you and try to get through to you. So when you can't get this person off your mind, when they're popping up, when you're dreaming about them, when you're, you know, thinking about them, and you see the angel numbers, you know, you're seeing little reminders that you would love to go talk to them about or tell them about, and you're thinking about them, and, you know, you're seeing their name over here flashing everywhere, or you're seeing other little reminders, or the music's coming through and every song is about them. You get the idea, right? And so this is very spirit guided too. And this can be hard to understand too, because this is where, and I'm writing about this a lot, this is where the signs and the messages start to come through too and get your attention, especially if you're in separation and needing to get back on track. And this can play out through the course of your lifetime, that you're gonna notice your twin flame was always right there anyways. And I talk to so many twin flames with interesting stories and say they haven't made it into union. The universe will keep bringing this person back up. They'll pop up into your mind, and this is your spirit or the universe trying to get your attention. I still feel your energy around me. I never believed in these things until I do now. You might be picking up on your twin flame's energy because their higher self is around you, especially a lot of you guys have merged into union before that separation and that love bubble phase. It just kind of depends. Believe it or not, you have. And that was an important part of the upgrades and activations when you met, and your energy begins to touch and begins to activate certain things. So you feel this person has changed you, whether the lessons they've brought into your life energetically, picking up on their higher self all the time. I know so many people have these 5D experiences, and more as the frequencies are raising up on planet Earth, where you're having these 5D experiences with this person too. and and it's like you're getting messages through. You might be seeing visions, you're getting things like that. You might be hearing their voice telling you things. It could just be the dreams, and you're having so many of these encounters too in the interdimensional. I really do care, even though I don't show it. You might have put on a tough facade, Divine Feminine, but you know you care about this person a lot more than you've let on. I've been working on myself. Make sure you're taking the space, no matter where you're at in the journey, to work on yourself. I feel that you go through these spaces so that you can connect on a healthier level. I've written a lot of books about it. I was just telling someone this morning, I'm gonna put up book 5 this fall. I just have to go through it and edit it. And I almost started yesterday, but I didn't. Okay, because these are kind of intense books. But I realized going through my own process, I'm glad I wrote about it, because as a healer, I didn't know what was going on and what was lying ahead of me. And I began to write about this experience that I was having in my life, or some of the experiences I was having in my life. And one thing that was huge, and this was probably back during one of the first separations that I went through, I noticed that the attachment types were coming up big time and clashing, and other things at different layers, right? The last time was very, maybe like 2 times ago, was very ego. And so different layers that you're gonna have to go through to heal, of certain things that are triggered during this experience that you're having. Like there's a lot of activations, of course, and like I can tell you that from meeting this person and going through this purification process and energy clearing, I was getting so many downloads on everything. It like really activated me, understanding. So it really switched on like more of my gifts and abilities going through this process. From what I recall, I was getting a lot of awareness. I can already kind of remotely tap into them, what's going on with them, my side, and things like that. So I had a very clear view of this and could tell what was being triggered and coming to the surface. And that was just one of the first things that was coming up. There was just so much that I went through on my own twin flame experience and journey, and that was coming to the surface for healing. And it was a very intense energy, intense process too, with so much healing. And this is why I tell you guys that different wounding may come to the surface. And oftentimes I notice, I was trying to grasp this morning, twin flames have polar opposites in some areas. That's the strengths and the weaknesses, but it's like if you're very strong in one, your twin flame may act total opposite in some areas. And then there's the mirroring effect, of course, and there's no space for the baggage and the trauma and things like that. And your twin flame's probably going to point out things that you need to work on, and face and things like that. And sometimes we're not comfortable facing these truths and things we need to heal about our own lives. It takes a lot of deep work that we have to do, and it's the same work with ascension. It's just clearing your life up and healing certain things, but not everyone is prepared for that work and the intensity of this connection. So as these connections are very magnetic and drew you together in the beginning, they can also repel and push apart, which is separation energy, right? And needing to heal certain things within ourselves. And this is a very, very powerful connection too. So I know a lot of stuff is triggered, like especially here comes right off the bat, the childhood trauma, the attachment wounding, right? The relationship stuff, all of it is going to come to the surface. And this is why I think we can't process this with our conscious mind. This is where the energy healing comes in, that we oftentimes have a lot of energetic baggage and healing, because oftentimes it's being triggered on a deeper level within our energy bodies and things stored, just like these energies coming into the planet. That's the same effect twin flame has. They really amplify things. So it's very important that you're also clearing your energy too, and doing that higher level of energy work, because that's what's going to get rid of the blocks, right? And so sometimes you've been really deeply programmed or embedded or encoded with a lot of things, and it's important that we're also healing the inner blocks. So make sure you are doing more energy healing work. It is going to help you so much. The ones not doing the work literally stay kind of stuck in the same, and the ones that I see doing the energy work very fast are coming into union and even speeding the process up. And you're needing to, especially if you've been in this runner chaser dynamic. And I know men who have been ghosted and have the women ram, but oftentimes it is the DM that runs, the divine masculine that runs. And this is going to be very important if you are not the one kicking off that cycle, that you heal, because oftentimes the runner has more unhealed stuff they're dealing with. And when they do come back, because they will come back, you're going to need to be in a good space so that they're not triggering you on top of it, because you're needing to have a lot of understanding for what they're going through when they do share that with you, because oftentimes you're just left in all of this pain and disbelief and you don't know, and anger and upset, because that's the grief, right, from loss and losing this person, because they kick in a lot. But later on, if or when they come back and share their view, you're gonna shift that. You're gonna be very upset over how you acted too. So you're needing to really heal. Doesn't matter what end of that equation that you're on, and these roles will flip. Remember that too, that if you're in that divine feminine chaser energy, you're in too intensive an energy. When you stop and when you really elevate, they will come back in, and those roles will flip. Trust me, they will at a certain point. I'm afraid that I lost you forever. Every separation will feel like this is permanent. And this is why you'll know if this is your person, because this is a destined connection. It's destined to be in your life. Oftentimes separation indicates it wasn't time, or you were not ready. I know we won't like to hear this because we'll think we're ready, but you were not ready within yourself to handle this connection. I know that we have a soul connection. This is going to be a different type of connection. You have twin flame telepathy, the energy of it too, and things like that. So you know this is a deep connection. I want to hold you. Maybe craving that physical union. A lot of people, I see a lot of posts and they're like, manifesting 3D union. We're not going back to the 3D. Maybe that's the problem. And you might have to face some of these fears and aspects and things to heal, but we're integrating into the 5D on the planet during this time, and these are 5D unions. So when people are like, oh, manifest 3D union, yeah, we're not that doesn't happen in the 3D ever. That isn't happening. You can no longer sustain a 3D timeline. I know some people might be on them, or your flame may be, whatever it is. This is about ascending into the 5D and manifesting a 5D union with your twin flame. So when you go into the fear and the old things, your twin flame will go. They literally will disappear from your reality and your timeline, and you'll notice that, and that they have a tendency to come and go. And the thing is that people don't understand, because this is huge, and I knew this the last time it happened with me. If you're going through twin flame runner, they're probably going to keep running and come and go, and this is very hard. Because like it's gonna set you off every time like I'm saying that, right? I know. And until some of these patterns are healed, they might be playing out the same patterns, and it can cause a lot of upset, what you will say too. So be prepared for that. Like a lot of times people don't understand that it depends. It depends on where you're at, where they're at, the process, right? And it just kind of depends with it. And then oftentimes we get very ego about it and things like that. Take it less personal and see that they are working out certain things too, and that sometimes they can't be around your energy. And people will say, why? Because you're triggering them, I guess. When they're going runner, they're very triggered and overwhelmed and having a hard time dealing with this connection on top of whatever else they're dealing with in their life too. So what I see the biggest mistake a lot of people make, and been there too, is pursuing the masculine and the physical, emailing, phone calling, messaging. And this is our first tendency to chase, right? And everyone's been there and done that, right? When this happens, however, needing to pull back, move on with your life, and to manifest it within the spiritual and to work on that, and then they come to you. And this is a powerful tool too for manifestation. And so needing to, regardless of what is happening in front of you in the physical, needing to focus right now during this time in the spiritual. The Lionsgate portal opens up the spiritual realms and dimensions, and this is powerful for manifestation. So instead of, you know, coming on very strong in the physical, make sure that you're focusing on the spiritual. This happens on the higher level right now. I search for you in every lifetime. This is a deep past life connection. At least you should know who your twin flame is and where they are. That gives me comfort. At least I know this person and where they are on the planet. like you've been searching unconsciously since you were a teenager or a little kid. First thing that you started to think of was, ooh, this person is there. And this is on an unconscious level, but you knew that this person came to earth for you. You also knew when these karmic connections were not right. And then I know, unfortunately, by the time that you get to this person, you're already quite messed up and have a lot of wounding around relationships and love and things like that. But you know that this is a deep past life connection and that you've been searching for this person for a very long time. My soul was made with yours at the beginning of time. I close my eyes and feel my energy around you. I'm with you all of the time. You guys can always sense each other. You know that you're in inner union and beginning to act like that too. This is about union with God, source, the divine, and also this person as a manifestation of the divine. And so sometimes we're getting in that ego of we'll say the 3D. I don't want to say 3D anymore, but yeah, the lower. And that really this is a manifestation of the divine, and that it's a projection of our own consciousness, your twin flame. I know you share consciousness. So when you heal whatever's being shown to you by your twin flame or reflected to you within this twin flame mirror, because they are simply a mirror reflection of things you need to face. Oftentimes, if you have a lot of unhealed aspects or shadow, they're showing you things. This can be very, very intense and create a lot of problems with ego. Ego is very defensive. If you find your twin flame or you being defensive of the process, defense mechanisms, it's literally to heal these ego issues a lot of the times, because they're going to come up at a certain point. Pay attention to what your twin flame is showing you. You hold the same core wounding and the same wounds, whether you've both been hurt in childhood, past relationships, whatever it is. Pay attention to what they have shown you through their story, through their experience, so that you can heal these things within yourself, and that this is powerful. So my twin flame has shown me a lot of things. I already knew that I had these issues anyway, but they began to really come out. As soon as I met my twin flame, I began to write these books, and a lot of personal things come out. And I noticed that in the separation spaces, I'm guided back to these past issues on some level, whether people from my past popping up and having to heal things on a greater level and to put the pieces together, whatever it is too. So pay attention to what has been shown to you so that you can heal mostly childhood aspects and past pain that you've been through, so that you can defragment and kind of heal yourself too. So pay attention to whatever they've been showing you. You'll probably notice their pain or stories or whatever, and it's going to teach you a lot. So my twin flame story showed me a lot of things I probably didn't want to realize about my own past, involving like my parents or inner child stuff and stuff like that, with some of the things that they told me about, you know, their issues and things like that. And I'm sure vice versa too. However, sometimes we don't want to acknowledge these things that are, you know, held on a shadow, wounded level, or even past life level. And it can be very painful to go into these things too. Healing any kind of painful areas, anything that you need to heal. And you might notice that too, like if you tune into certain things, you might feel like pain that if you tune into like a past, sorry, my cat, if you tune into a past memory, you might feel pain somewhere. So, you know, like, okay, I don't want to get personal, but I was tapping into, I had lost someone close to me, and it was coming up again in the past couple of days as, you know, I was dealing with talking with my parent, and they were bringing it up too. And it's something that keeps coming up in the course of my lifetime through my family narrative. So whatever story your family has acted out, like these people, however many in the group, if you're a family, your immediate family, there was a story or a narrative that might have even been quite painful that you guys all kind of came together for. And so when I was thinking about it last night and going into it, because it's something that just come up again, I was thinking about, you know, I could feel it. I could feel it in my heart chakra or my energy body. And so sometimes when we think about, we'll just say any painful past memory, if it is bringing up pain still in your energy system, it might go back to a chakra. And then I think it's very important that we pay attention to what chakra. So I've done a lot of heart chakra work this life, and this was a heart chakra thing for me, but you could maybe have another memory and it could go to, you know, another chakra. So anyways, pay attention to where, if you pull up a painful memory, what chakra it's going to. And when you feel that pain, it might indicate a wound or a block or something that we're needing to really heal. Again, energy work for these places. The separation is temporary. Please be patient with me. So like I said, every separation will feel permanent, and it's not. You're not separate anyway. Just know that this is temporary, or if you are in that space. Yes, I'm your twin flame, and we've done this dance many lives together. So you know this is your person. In those ego states, sometimes people will deny it or push you away, and This is once again to protect you and shut you out, and it's okay anyway because you know the truth of this connection. So I think it's just important that you are staying focused on that too, that you do know the truth of this connection. Okay, I'm gonna pull some more cards because I wasn't sure if those were right side up or not, and I don't want to mess up the reading, right? Okay, so we have family stuff coming up. This is huge too, root chakra and healing stuff too. You're meant to like come together and heal your family line, and this can play out differently too. This is like healing intergenerational trauma, pain passed down through the family. Sometimes we don't realize how much of our stories have been passed on through our family line, through our DNA, and even our things like that. You're meant to reprogram and to heal some of these things. All right, there's some type of relationship stuff coming up. You are either in a relationship already with your twin flame or you're going to be. And this is huge too, so just know that. There's some type of divine intervention coming in. This is serendipity that you met it all. This person has been a catalyst for your awakening. There might be a lot of supernatural stuff happening around the connection, and even karma trying to get your attention. A lot of times in spaces of separation, you're going through more lessons really, really fast, but it's also to help you to clear karma. So first, sometimes the karma blows up in your face. This could be patterns, behaviors, things you need to work on, but also it could be people, circumstances in your life, seeing things clearly. Once you get I say taste, once you get a shot like it's of your twin flame energy, it helps to awaken you so you can see things clearly, and you kind of step outside of the illusion too, because it's a powerful energy. You're following a different path. You need to follow your guidance right now, and you're kind of making your own path right now. A lot of you guys, if you're a twin flame, you're navigating a journey that other people haven't done yet. And so this is why it's very important that you're also paying attention to your intuition and allowing source and the universe to guide you. Like I keep saying, this is divinely guided. You are in that truth teller energy. You're in the Queen of Swords, and you have a lot of clarity, secrets, and have revealed a lot of things. Sometimes people don't like that energy. Like if you're really, really honest and your twin flame was living a lie or in these illusions, sometimes your energy is cutting right through these things, and that they're having to face a lot of painful truths, and vice versa. All right, there might be some distance and boundaries or separation. You might feel very far apart from this person. This is something powerful too. A lot of times avoidance, and a lot of guys, not everyone, have avoidant attachment issues. This is just unresolved childhood trauma. So if your twin flame has unresolved childhood trauma, they might have put some distance, barriers, or separation between you. I call this distancing techniques. This is just more about their internal struggle and less about yours. Just know that. We talked about the butterfly, I know, right? And going through this whole transformation, we're going through a lot of soul upgrades during this time with the Lionsgate portal. Just know that this is a time and space for the activations. You might feel like resting, chilling, and doing energy work and connecting with the spiritual today. You might have a hard time navigating the physical, like if you're going to work and things like that. This is a very spiritual energy we're being blasted with, and it's calling us into the spiritual. So this is all about working on your ascension and that connection with the 5D. The spirit worlds are wide open. You need to forgive your twin flame for something. It could have been how they treated you or patterns of behavior that set you off or triggered you. You need to let go of the old stories of your past and to forgive this person. I say your person. They might have been acting out of unresolved childhood trauma, wounding, and playing these things out on you unconsciously, and things like that. So I always talk about my own story. So sometimes, you know, they might have had things triggered, and they might have acted out of learned behavior. Like you might see a lot of similarity with what happened with you and maybe, you know, mom, dad's story and things like that. And I know that about my twin flame too. They just did the same thing that they had happened in childhood to me, and vice versa, but it's a pattern that needs to be broken. You need to help them with this experience by finding forgiveness. This will release any karma and karmic energies that have come up within the connection, because they most certainly will at a certain point. I know, right? The baggage will come up that both twin flames might be holding on to, a little bit of karma. Usually you've already worked through the karma. This is the karma you've already been through in the past, because usually you should be at a place within your awakening where you've already done that, right? However, you have imprints and other problems in your energy field, so these things will come up again, whether it's through fears, karmic patterns, you know, bad behavior, things like that have come up within the connection. Karmic energy, there will be a karmic clearing and a karmic energy purge, and I saw that on both sides with my twin flame. His mom's stuff come up, and my past relationship stuff come up from that, like, you know, and things like that. So this is another phase where you might not understand what's happening, but past stuff might come up energetically into the connection for healing. And this is usually very unconsciously too, but being made aware of that too, especially if these are long-standing patterns, because I'm not sure, but I'm sure that I know with them that they might have been doing that in all their relationships. And with me, this was something that had hurt me in a relationship coming out. So it depends. Everyone's different of what will come up within these connections. But oftentimes this is the point where you get pulled back to heal and to clear some of these old wounds that have been triggered specifically by your twin flame. And it could have been reaction, behavior, pattern, you know, things, wounds, triggers, whatever it is that has come up too. So Divine Feminine, you need to forgive your masculine. You might be holding on to ways they hurt you in the past. I'm sure I work with so many people, they got a list, a lot of them, right? And I'm like, get out of these old stories, right? And but it depends, but it's important to let go of what has happened. And you're not ready to start over again and do a reunion, if in separation, until you do. But needing to let go of this person, I realized, and this is just, I've been through so many cycles and waves with this person, that past the pain that they put me through, I told myself, I remember this is probably like writing that first book of what happened, that this person had actually freed me from maybe a karmic pattern or the karma of my past. I know, right? By doing whatever they did to me, right? Karmically. Sometimes we don't realize that this person is here to set you free karmically. And oftentimes it's a painful experience, whatever has happened, especially if it leads to separation. But forgiving and letting go, and this is how you let go of any karma. You do not want karma between you and your twin flame, or more stuff will have to be acted out or played out within the connection. So the more that you forgive and let go, you need to clear the karma between you and this person too. Yes, twin flames come into this life with karma. Now, this is going to get deep, what I'm going to say, but oftentimes all of your karmic relationships were working out past life karma from you and your twin flame. So you and your twin flame had other lifetimes and acquired karma between you. The karmics were here to help you to clear that. And so it all does have to do with your twin flame. Every connection you've ever had, ever will have, has more to do with you and your twin flame than some of these other temporary people. I call them placeholders, the karmics. They're very temporary. All right, pay attention to the synchronicity. You're going to get hit with a lot of it. Oh, I love it, the card shining. All right, pay attention to the synchronicity, right? You're going to see a lot of it, including today's 88 porthole. You're going to be seeing 88 everywhere, all over social media, and other number code signs and synchronicities. Pay attention to these spirit messages. They're letting you know that you're in alignment and that you're on the right path. Okay, time to clear your energy more. Cleanse, shield your energy, protect your energy. You need to do a lot during this time. You're having a lot surface on the twin flame journey. Do more energy clearings on my website. They'll help a ton. I keep saying that. You'll know. Getting triggered, got things coming up, not seeing the results you want. Start to clear your energy. It's going to help you a ton. Do this often. Okay, Queen of Pentacles. This is your higher self coming through and where you should be. You need to get more secure and stable. You've been acting out a lot of insecure patterns too, Divine Feminine. Very important that you're healing these things and getting into that secure attachment or more secure in life. Whatever areas you're struggling in, lacking in, needing healing in outside of this connection is going to help you to heal these things so that you can work on your twin flame connection. And so this is like working on your business, financial independence, social skills, social circles, things like that. It's about embodying that energy. Okay, we have a lot of, all four of these are the masculine energy coming through. You're going to have good news coming in. You're going to have a phone call, a DM, and a message. This person's going to come when ready. If you're in separation, if you're slow coming in union, give the divine masculine time. You're going to notice they copy you and they're always a step behind. I know, and they're not going to like hearing that, but they are. So when you are doing good, they follow you on their path. I know. And sometimes it's like with your mission, you're going to notice they're struggling to catch up, or they're doing the same thing. They're copying you on a lot of levels, even energetically. So they're always a little bit behind. Divine Feminine usually is more connected intuitively into the spiritual. Divine Masculine tends to be more logical, so they tend to repress their emotions more. You tend to be more clear and to get those insights. Divine Feminine is meant to be the oracle for the masculine. There was so much I picked up on way ahead of time that my Divine Masculine would not listen about. And so this is important too, because you're getting more of that spiritual connection too, and you're meant to help them with that too. So just trust that they're working through their process wherever they are. This is like them talking to you. They want you, that they're turned on by you. They see you as that. They know you're their person, and they know the connection. Doesn't matter where you're at with that. They're feeling inspired by you and by this connection. It's switched them on in a lot of ways. So there's going to be some type of communication. The Hierophant, this is not your typical relationship, and I'll tell you about that. Usually a lot of times your family or friends might not like this person, and I saw that loud and clear with my situation, where I saw my flame's ex-karmic and his mother sitting there in the same conversation talking about me. You're like, what? Yeah, the mom left his ex-karmic right there, they're best friends, right, and talking about me, and I'm like, okay, and then making fun of me. They were making fun of me or whatever, right? It's not funny, but it just goes to show me the depths, right, of things like that. And now obviously then I assume the family must have loved the karmic and been encouraging it and still having them around. And then when it come to me, they weren't very accepting, and I was probably a little different and different culture and everything like that, right? Like everything like that. But it will just go to show you, I know all of the karmics, yeah, usually get along, right? And it's like, okay, so this is not your typical 3D relationship, right? And it depends. So oftentimes, and this is what can cause problems and barriers for twin flames, because oftentimes it is literally separation is usually caused by outside forces and outside obstacles. It happens when you're listening to your friends, your family, and everyone around you. I had another twin flame come to me this morning, and they were very, very upset. Like, my friend told me, you know, to get rid of my flame and move on, and they think they're helping you from that 3D sense. Now, I will remind you that a lot of your karmic connections, family, ex, everyone other than your Divine Feminine, but usually it is your family, yeah, I know, your ex-partners, the karmics, and things like that. And even if they are opposite sex friends, so if you're, you know, you got those friends around you, friends, right? Dying to step in, right? Okay, anyways, so those are usually the karmics of your life. And so it's like everyone outside of that. So when you are looking for external validation as a source and going to these people, they're gonna throw you off. And then this is why I feel a lot of twin flames end up kind of taking some space, like untangling from the karmic web. And so you have to do that work, because if you're still tangled up in that karmic web, these I look at it like a puppet. They're controlling you, right, with the strings, the karmic web. And so oftentimes, unfortunately, starseeds twin flames end up kind of singled outside of their family group, or, you know, things like that. You end up having to go do your own path, which is kind of different and not great, right? And so this is like untangling yourself from the karmics and traditional relationship structures. A lot of you guys think this is going to be a 3D relationship, and it is anything but with twin flame. Now, you're meant to have a beautiful, lasting 5D union, but you cannot do this into the 3D, where a lot of you guys might kind of be comfortable, especially the masculine too. And so you need to be a rebel, and you need to do your own thing, because this is going to be a completely different type of relationship. And you're probably going to have to go against starseed stuff, society, programming, your family life, your friends, what they're all doing as they're all trying to fit in the matrix, right? And this is like, this is a Neo and Trinity, you know, wake you up and teach you like to break through the matrix kind of connection. And it's not like the 3D where your karmics were trying to keep you stuck where you were at in old patterns. And I was saying your karmics are going to reflect. That's how they are. They're going to want to party with you and do all this stuff that's not good for you and pull you back, because that is their literal job. The karmics are like that agent Mr. Smiths that are here to put you back to sleep when you're outside of the line, right? And I know, and to gaslight you and put you back to sleep and fit you back in that box where they want at you, and then you're trapped and you're stuck, and your twin flame is like, literally like, give me your hand, I'm gonna help you escape the matrix. But oftentimes people are so programmed and afraid to get outside that matrix box that they're actually terrified of the twin flame and what they are here to help you with and to offer you. Because, you know, you either stay in the matrix with these people, or you got to go into the unknown, into the 5D, and take a chance or roll the dice with the twin flame. And oftentimes that scares people very badly, right? Because it's not just about this relationship, it's about spiritual awakening and, you know, letting go of those limiting things that are holding you back. Okay, 7 of Swords. What is stolen being returned? Confessing the truth. Divine Masculine is going to come in and they're going to tell you how they feel. They feel guilt. They feel remorse. This is eating them up. They aren't able to hide. I always kind of joke they might be kind of in hiding. Secrets are being revealed and they were caught out with something. It just kind of depends. I always say this is my sneaky behavior kind of card too. And maybe you had good insight when we're seeing what was going on. Okay, this is Knight of Wands. They're going to come in with a passionate offer when ready, high energy and excitement. They're going for what they want. And so trust that too, no matter what your situation, they're going to start to really pursue you and when ready. So trust that too, that things are going to shift no matter what. And this is perfect Lionsgate card energy of like manifesting what they want with it too. Give them a chance to get recalibrated and rebalanced and realigned in their own energy if you need it. If in separation, give them a minute to catch up. Okay, we're going to do a reading for the Divine Masculine, just to see what is going on. I'm trying to hurry up because it's already been quite a long video, but take those messages for everyone if you found that, something for you in this for sure, right? Now, while this is, you know, done today, Lionsgate 88 porthole, this is a timeless reading. You guys can find my videos at any time. I have years of them all over social media, I'm sure, right? So, if you're guided, just trust it's for you. Okay, let's see what's going on for the masculine now. All right, and we want to be channeling these energies, like I said. Get at my website after for energy activations. Okay, Divine Masculine side. Let's see what's going on for the masculine. Divine Feminine. If you're watching this, messages from your masculine. I wish I could take back the hurtful things I said. It was wrong to take out my frustration out on you. They've said things too. Both have said things and oftentimes mirrored back. I said yesterday, it was like the hot potato being thrown back and forth. And they've said things and they have a lot of regret for things that they have, how they've treated you or things that they've said to you. They know that now. I hid my true self from you because you challenged me to expand. This person may have a hard time being seen, being open, and being vulnerable. They might have been taught to shield themselves or hide their feelings to protect themselves. And so this might have made them uncomfortable with the things that you saw too. I'm still trying to find a place for myself in the world. You might notice this person are both distracting with work and other things, right? And keeping busy, doesn't matter. It's guaranteed. First thing in the morning and last at night, you're on their mind and more. And even if they're trying to repress the emotion and the relationship, they're thinking of you all of the time. The thought of you with someone else drives me crazy. They might be wondering what you're doing and where you're with. They might act like this doesn't bother them, but this very much bothers the masculine too. I've seen so many twin flames that, you know, they might have been busy with karmics or not ready. And then when the Divine Feminine goes on to date other people in separations and they find out, they're very upset about it. We were too different. That's why I'm with someone similar to me. So this person's probably hanging out with people from their own world. You might notice that too, especially if there's karmics involved. And these might be lessons the masculine needs, especially I know when my masculine, they wouldn't let go of the karmic connections in their life. And then they got left with the karmics to deal with that. And then I know, right? And that's right where they were. And that these are connections that they couldn't let go of or release that were getting in the way of union as outsider attachments, which can throw off union in a really big way. And, you know, then they're left with the karmics and, you know, you think that they'd be happy. They looked so upset by this too, right? So they're left behind sometimes with the karmics, and you'll say, well, why? This could be pre-existing marriage, relationships, you know, other things that they couldn't let go of, people getting in the way of the connection. Every time I went into separation, the same woman, the same person come in between us, and this masculine let them. But then when they got left to deal with this and to resolve this, right, this is something they have to face. So sometimes the karmics, they're just what they seem, their karma, and that they're a lesson that they need in their life too. So some of these masculines are dealing with karmics. This could be friends, family, wives, girlfriends, love interests, whatever it is. And, you know, some of them have chosen that. Some might have thought the grass was greener on the other side, or whatever it was that was drawing them to these connections, but they're figuring out, you know, that it's not worth losing their their DF for these connections, and just how important this connection is too, especially for those that wanted to stay single. They didn't want to commit. They were wasting your time. They were thinking the grass was greener on the other side. They're finding out that it's not, and that the more that they are in this separation, the more pain that they must face within themselves, and the more they have to go deeper into this process too. Oftentimes separation on the divine masculine side leads to a lot of unhappiness, depression, unable to sleep, isolation, and really having to be with their own negative thoughts too. So they're purging a lot out. I'm on my way to you. This person is on the way, if in separation, back to you, back to this connection. They're doing the work they might not have wanted to, like we just talked about, but they're being made to do the work and to face certain things in their life with the karmics. And they're seeing some of the problems, and you might have tried to help them with that, and they might not have seen that until they were left in these situations. So this person already had a lot of karmic mess in their life that they hadn't done the ascension work, and that they're being faced with that, and they're doing what they need to do to get to you. And consciously they know that. And so they're doing this work, and it is to come into union. This is a agreement that they made within this life to be with you in union, and to do what they needed to do on a spiritual and a soul level to release these karmic ties and this karma so that they could be with you. So sometimes this is like doing a lot of work that is required, and they know that, what to be doing. So this masculine is doing a lot of work right now. I knew you were the one when I met you. Oh, they knew when they met you. They still know this connection. So they do know that you're their person, if anyone is questioning that. I want to apologize. I need your forgiveness. And that they feel bad how things went too. Don't be surprised if this person comes in with an apology. I sabotaged our connection because it was too intense, and they might have sabotaged things. I noticed this too, right? That they might have a tendency to sabotage the connection, or to run away, or to cause problems, or do things on purpose with you. They might have hurt you on purpose too, trying to push you away. It depends. So this person has sabotaged things on their side too. I fantasize about you. This person can't get you off their mind, and they think about you in that way. And it's not, it is sexual, but it's not just like that. They literally are thinking about a future with you, a life with you, the what could have been, what should have been with you. They're always thinking about you, what you're doing, if you're thinking about them, where you are, if you miss them. I thought I could detach, but being apart only makes the connection even more intense. This person might have a, I don't want to say nasty habit of how they have left karmic partners of the past, and they might have tried to repeat that with you, patterns and things like that, and that they realize that they couldn't, and that you're not the karmic that whether they thought you were or treated you like, and that this is the thing, that they can't detach from this connection. And when you try, it makes it more intense because it's the subconscious and the soul and trying to get through the ego, and the universe is finding a way, right? And so they might have thought that they could easily detach and move on, but they're finding that they can't, and that this is creating quite the internal thing with them too. So they weren't just able to detach, even if they acted like they could. I desire union just as strongly as you. They want union just as bad. We will come together once fully healed. So this person knows that. They're aware that once they heal, they will be with you. You need to heal how you're seeing things. A shift in perspective is needed. Ego in the way right now, and that's just blocks beliefs and, you know, things that of ways you're seeing things. And I understand why this happens, especially if you guys I want to say this is a reading for the men. If you've hurt your divine feminine or not shown up, or, you know, I see a lot of the men not trying to pick, repeatedly hurt the DF, and, you know, then their ego has to make up a reason for it. Because if you could see what you were really doing and with this person, then it would be too painful. So oftentimes the ego will have its own way of seeing things out of protection, because you're not even to see that, but you can tell because it's triggering a lot of pain within you. So a lot of times the masculines don't realize when they're hurting the divine feminine that they're feeling all of that pain too, because it's one soul. When you hurt the flame, you're hurting yourself too. So there's been a lot of pain that's come up to be cleared within this connection too. You need to shift how you're seeing things. This could be shifting out of that 3D view and into a 5D view. Every day I pray to be with you. This person is manifesting you, and they're praying about this connection. They have a lot of romantic feelings. They've already fallen in love with you, and they realize that. There's a lot of affection and a lot of emotions. It might be why if there's separation, they got overwhelmed with all of these emotions. There's a snake around the divine masculine. This is the karmics. I said, you're being tested anyways. And, you know, this is karmics. I see a lot of men deal with this, whether it's chatting women, dating sites, social media women, in person, hanging out, women flirting with you, trying to get in the connection. As I've said, you have a snake around you, and this will be your friends that are talking badly about your divine feminine. The karmics, any of them, could be family, friends. Usually it's love interests and like things like that, and you'll know it too. So if you're engaging with karmics, know that this person is not your friend. They're not what they seem, right? And I was trying to say that too, that if they're sabotaging your divine feminine or your union or gossiping about her, they're actually sabotaging and throwing off you and your life, divine masculine. And you have to be careful, because this can slow down the process, as the universe is sending you these things as a test to see if you're serious and ready about union. And so be careful, especially if you've been talking badly about your divine feminine or letting other people too, or even just engaging in other love interests. Just be careful. All right, social media, divine masculine has been checking up on some of you guys, like I mentioned, dating sites and other things like that. You need to work on that, and you need to work on your social media too, and something like that. This divine masculine, just know that you're checking up on the divine feminine a lot. So, and vice versa, your divine feminine might be checking your social media a lot too. So know that your flame is like checking your social media and anything that you post, and you guys can probably sense that too. All right, single, your divine feminine. So this isn't for everyone, but divine masculine, some of your divine feminines are single. They might be alone, isolated, lonely, and guarded. And this is like the dating card, but not really. Some of your divine feminines, you'll know that the ones that are really serious about doing the work, they're sitting by themselves. They're doing the work. They're doing the healing work required to get to union, right? Maybe some of the ones dating, they're not quite ready for that, or they've realized that they're being guided to, you know, to heal through karmic stuff too. But a lot of these feminines they've been sitting by themselves and going into the deepest layers of this, and that's something new for them. But this is from the union that's put him in this state. Usually what happens is divine masculine probably spent years by themselves before meeting the divine feminine, and they probably swore off love and were okay like that. Now, it wasn't like that for the divine feminine. Many of the divine feminines were in karmic connections the whole time, never really were alone, or not so much, and met the divine feminine. It's the divine masculine. It's the divine masculine that put the divine feminine in that hermit, isolated, you know, having to sit by yourself kind of energy. And there's a lot of uncertainty in that with the divine twin flame union kind of coming up too. So your divine feminine, if you're not with her, if you're in separation, they are lonely, they are alone, they don't have anyone to talk to. This might be getting to them. They might be mirroring that too about you, that if you're in that energy, they are too. All right, you might have been in this player energy. This is like we talked, I don't want to go into it again, entertaining karmics, being manipulative, but this is you being tested, and some of you guys failed the test if you picked karmics over your divine feminine. And sometimes, I'm not going to say it, sometimes it could be cheating, sometimes it could be emotionally cheating, that instead of leaning on your divine feminine, right, you were going to another or whatever it was. You already know anyways. So just work on that. Some of you guys have been in that player energy for a long time before meeting your twin flame. You need to shift out of that. You might have tried to play your divine feminine, and it might have blown up too. Things like that, game playing. All right, this is a twin flame relationship, but you already know that. This is a powerful connection to be working on. Make sure you're raising your vibration. High vibrational living, your divine feminine might have been triggering you out of lower patterns and behaviors, trying to get you to raise your frequency. You need to raise your frequency anyway. Watch the foods that you're eating, who you're hanging out with, and what you're doing with your time. Make sure you're refilling your cup right now and focusing on love right now. Okay, work with crystals too. I love it. Work with crystals more. Like you got a crystal for that. Work with crystals and ones that you're drawn to and guided to. This will help you a lot. Try to maintain your positive state. Some of you guys might have been looking at your divine feminine in a negative light, or the connection in the negative light too, because this is a union reading. Make sure you're staying positive about your situation no matter how it looks, and continue to work on your energy. Twin flame is a connection where you work on yourself, you'll heal yourself, and the union comes. And that's powerful. No other connections like that. And so just keep working on your healing, divine masculine. We have the 10 of Swords. This is like the ultimate betrayal. You have so many wounds from your past. You might have tried to bring them into this connection, or the baggage from your past, and it might have really gotten in the way. This is probably something with your divine feminine that you've been... Okay, so we'll get to that in a minute. But you've been ending other karmic cycles in your life. If you were in other karmic cycles, whether karmic family situations, other things, legal stuff, marriages, whatever it is, karmic cycles, this has held you back from union. You weren't as available for union or healed for union as you thought. You might have been attached to old stories, narratives, and karmic cycles. This could be family line narratives. It could be with your own family, things like that. Like if you have kids, this is like, you got to get out of some of these karmic cycles because they've been holding you back in life, but also from union. And this is like, you know, this is a lot of pain that's been going up. You're being guided to cut your cords and sever the ties from your past. And this is why when you go into separation, all the karmic stuff comes up. Karmics, family stuff, all of it, so that you can clear this kind of stuff. You might have been going through a dark night of the soul moment, and you might feel like this connection is past a point of no return, but it isn't. And you might be going through a lot of healing and darker energies and shadow work that has come up from this for you to face. All right, you're making plans, focusing on your goals, and taking action. You're motivating others, and you have a lot of confidence. You have a charming personality. And this is like going after what you want. You've been watching your divine feminine from afar if you're not with her too. Even if you are with her, you watch over her, you try to protect her. This is not someone who rushes in. This is someone that thinks about things and gets a plan and like is very practical, patient, and responsible. This is taking your time. You might be taking your time with this connection. I'll never forget my divine masculine told me that they were gonna wait longer now, right? Okay. You know, right? Well, just know you're just going through the process too. But anyways, this is like taking your time, and like whether it is, you might be dragging things out, you may be really slow, maybe you're just a slow mover, but you're watching from afar and you've been taking your time with this situation. So this is someone going after what they want, but they might be a little bit slow with it, right? With the process, or going after it too. But you're watching your divine feminine. You've always had eyes on her. You're always watching her. Okay, so this is the Fool. You want a new beginning. And this is like starting over again. So if in separation, this is reunion, union, and doing it right this time from the lessons learned. But you're needing to take that leap of faith the universe is trying to get you to do. And this is like a new adventure. This is going out into the unknown and getting out of your shell or out of your box, right? So this is like the Fool energy. However, we got the blocks coming up. This is the Devil in reverse, and you need to get out of materialism, addictions. And this is like, I know, people are keeping you stuck through material promises. And this is like freeing yourself and getting your power back, which goes perfect with this Lionsgate portal, which is empowering yourself. And the reason why we need to detach from the karmics, the people around you over there, is because this is how you've been giving away your power. And oftentimes it goes to toxic family systems, partners in your past, and things like that. This is why it's very important that you are cutting cords with these people and these connections, because this is how you take back your power. I know so many people that are the masculines that are being, we'll say, emasculated by toxic family, other situations, still kind of, you know, and things like that, that they haven't healed fully. And then when this can get in the way of union and things like that with the outside stuff. So very important that you're clearing all of that outside stuff. If you guys are in a space of separation, this isn't for everyone, or working towards union, continuing to work on your energy. The more you clear up your energy, clear up what's around you, it'll help you a ton to get into union and get into that union state. So this is also the negative patterns. This is also the obsessive thoughts and things like that that have been blocking this connection. Could have been negative patterns, negative thoughts, stuff like that, that you need to really work on facing within yourself. This is like shadow work energy coming up too. All right, I'm going on that note anyways. I'm going to be around doing healings and activations. Get at me on my website, Happy 88 Porthole. Make sure you're stopping by. Great day for doing energy work. Have a beautiful day.